Hi everybody, how are you? Happy Monday. It is 12:30 Eastern Time. I'm hopping on here to talk to you today about building confidence in your clients and coaches in order to build a long-term sustainable business. I'm sure many of you are aware that we had a big ass team, and recently a lot of people decided that they wanted to move to another opportunity, which is perfectly fine, and bless and release, and I wish them the best. However, that leads to me being the leader of this team, being in a phase of rebuilding, and I'm going to admit that there was a time where I felt so overwhelmed at the thought of trying to build this team again, considering, I worked so hard to build something and then it kind of fell apart. I just kind of took a big step back. And not that that's the right thing to do, because I guess it's kind of selfish. It's like I put all this work in, so I deserve to have whatever I have. But in reality, we didn't build our team on a stable foundation, because I think big part of it is, for me, I was taking anybody and everybody and not being specific about my brand. And so the team wasn't meshing. It wasn't cohesive because people weren't alike. Maybe in the beginning, I did have a good cohesive group and we were happy and things were good. But then just as the team grew, I was just kind of, recruiting and taking anyone and not thinking about how they're going to mesh with the rest of the team as a collective. So I think now that I've gotten really specific about my personal branding and I'm being specific about the type of person that I want to attract, somebody who is wanting to better themselves in every way, not just, make money growing a business, which that was why I started this business. I wanted to not be a full-time nurse anesthetist. And of course I wanted to do it helping people, but I think that I lost sight of the personal development and the growth as a leader because I was so like narrow-minded and narrow focused on the day-to-day tasks versus the bigger picture. And I think at this point I've really figured out what I want from this business and how I can help other people get what they want. And what I want from this business truly is to grow into the best version of myself, continue to grow as a leader, as a person, grow in my healthy journey and my spiritual journey and my relationship with God, and to help other people do whatever it is that they want to do in their life. So I'm not trying to push my belief system on anybody, and I'm not trying to force somebody into doing what I want them to do. I simply believe that personal development is vital to having a good life and definitely having a good business. But having a good business starts with having a good life. So if you're trying to create from a place and a space of, I hate my life, I hate my job, I need to get out of this. Yes, that can work, which it did work for me. I was able to build a big business and I was able to leave my job and get out of that, full-time 40-hour work week. But I did it in a way, because I was coming from a negative place, from a deficit, I did it in a way that it ended up not feeling good to me. So that's why I had to take a step back and revamp and be like, how do I do this and be successful and have it be fun and feel good to me? And what I figured out for myself is I would rather influence and impact 10 people's lives in a massive way than I would to impact 100 people's lives in just a little bit of a way. And that's just who I am. So personally, going after those numbers for me it didn't feel good. I'm not saying if I had 100 people reach out to me in a month, I would help. I would help them. But at the end of the day, how much would I really be able to help them? So what I may end up doing, instead of me being the one to help them, is I may refer them to somebody in the team that is a better fit for them. I've done that before. For example, I have a lot of women that come to me and they want to lose 100 pounds, and I don't have that story. I always created this whole story about it's difficult for me to help those people because I don't have that story. But in reality, it wasn't difficult for me to help those people. I just was lazy and I didn't want to do it because it took more work than helping someone who was more like me, who maybe needs to lose 5 to 20 pounds or whatever, because that's my story. So once I realized that if I want to like what I'm doing, then I'm going to have to put in that work and I'm going to have to enjoy it, then I figured out how I can actually enjoy doing it and put in the work at the same time. And what that's done for me is it's helped me right now build a business. Maybe it's not as big as it was, but a business that feels really good to me and a business that I truly feel is helping people. And that's ultimately what I've always wanted, is to help people. So my goal is, again, to help myself be the best version of myself I can be, so that I can serve others. It's not I want to help myself get as much money as I want. It's I want to help myself be the best leader, person, health and fitness coach, team aloha, whatever you want to call me, whatever role it is, be the best I can be at that particular role, so that I can help others also be the best that they want to be at whatever role it is that I'm helping them with. And so what I've learned through this process is how to build confidence instead of creating conflict in someone, or, to making them wrong or making them feel bad because they're not. Let me turn the light on. I think it'll be better. 1 second. Making them feel bad about something they're not doing, or making them feel like this is something that they cannot do, which I think as a leader of this team, because I didn't have a mentor really for the very beginning, all I knew was I have to work hard. Okay. So when I started mentoring people in the business, either as a coach with health and fitness, or especially in the business, I guess, maybe as a health and fitness coach, I did a good job getting people results and actually being there for them and showing up for them. But for some reason, when I started helping people build businesses, I just was so attached to them being successful that instead of encouraging the good things that they were doing, I was, I was punishing them for the negative things that I thought they weren't doing well. And if you put yourself in the position, if I put myself in the position and think, how am I ever going to succeed as a coach if my mentor, because I ended up finding a mentor about a year in, how would I ever have succeeded if my mentor didn't believe in me? If my mentor just sat there and told me all the things that I was doing wrong and all the things that I was bad at and all the negative stuff, how would I ever have felt like this is something I could do? I would have gone home and been like, all right, well, they think I suck, so I guess I suck and I can't build this business. What am I going to do? I'm going to quit. But I had a mentor. A year in, I met Kevin and Milan Jensen, who are the very first Beachbody coach is in the network, some of the very first, some of the founding coaches. And what they did was they loved on me, and they told me how awesome they thought I was and how successful they thought I could be at this business. And whenever I wanted to go into a negative place, Kevin was my mentor, and he would always, sorry, my nose itches. He would always come back, bring me back to this place of slow down. You can succeed. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on what you can, control the controllable and do what you can do. And what I was doing at that time is I was stiff arming and muscling my way to build this business. And he told me, you're going to get burned out, and you're not going to be able to do this forever. What you need to do is you need to learn to build a business that's duplicable, that other people can build. And I didn't listen to him because I was like, no, I love it. I'm having so much fun. It's so awesome. I love what I'm doing. I'll work around the clock. I don't care because it's awesome. But what I didn't realize and think about is other people aren't going to approach it like that. Most other people have full-time jobs, a family, kids, activities, husbands, and I'm here just with my part-time anesthesia gig, building this business the rest of the time, and I can put hours and hours and hours in, and yes, I can get a great result out, but other people don't have the time to do that. So I was trying to stiff arm people into doing it the way that I was doing it because that's the only way I knew. And then what I realized is people were getting burned out and they were quitting because they couldn't keep up with all the work that it took to do it the way that I was doing it. And they weren't having any fun. So what I did over the last couple of years is I really scaled back the people that I was bringing on to the team, not only as coaches, but as customers. If I didn't feel people were a good fit for me, I would either turn them away or I'd refer them to another coach, or I'd tell them I didn't think this was for them, no problem. And people that I was helping, I really focused on getting to know who they are and what drove them. So I'm going to use Sabrina Honeyfield as an example because she's kind of my newest client that's turned coach, that's, having success in the business and is having amazing success with her results. She's lost over 30 pounds with in a year with 80-day obsession. I'm not sure how much weight she's actually lost at this point now, but she's doing amazing in her journey. When she initially came to me, well, actually we had tried to get her into like a free group and like a 7-day group multiple times, and she never followed through with it. She just never, was never on it. So finally, one of my posts caught her attention. She responded. She wanted to know more, get some information. And I was like, let's just get on the phone, because that's the best way for me to get to know more about you and your goals. So we hopped on the phone. We ended up talking for like an hour and 15 minutes. Now I know, yeah, that's a long time out of your day, right? You're thinking you're so busy with the kids, you don't have that time. You definitely don't have to spend that much time. I just really was having fun talking to her. I felt like I was enjoying the experience. I felt like I was getting something out of the experience by getting to know who she was and listening to her talk and listening to her share and becoming her friend, becoming her, her confidant, somebody who could help her reach her goals. And I realized that we're a lot alike in that we are extremely like driven, women who just get things done. Like she raised the child at the age of 18 pretty much on her own. She's gone through a significant loss in her life. If you've seen on her page, she lost a baby. I think the baby was like 6 months old, but very young. And she's, and I've experienced the loss of my father, committing suicide and things like that. So we had some things in common. And I felt like she was a driven woman. Like she was like, wow, this girl, she's a firecracker, that's what my ex-boyfriend used to call me all the time, a firecracker, she's a tricky traque in Spanish is firecracker. And so I really thought this girl would make an excellent coach. But in the conversation that we were having, it wasn't about her becoming a coach. It was about the fact that she wanted help with her health and fitness journey. So when she started talking to me, she told me, I don't think that I can work out at home. I don't think I'll do home workouts. I'm just not motivated. She has fibromyalgia, so she has a lot of pain, and, she can get very, very tired from that often. And then she was like, and I already know how to eat, so I don't need the nutritional plan. So I think all she wanted to do was try the shakes. So that was the time when we didn't have Clean Week, but we had the Shakeology sampler pack. So I was like, all right, well, why don't you do the Shakeology sampler pack, and why don't you do the free Beachbody on Demand for 14-day trial, right? And then do the 7-day group, get in the accountability, really get into the group, get connected, and see if this system will work for you, because she was very hesitant and she didn't think that it was going to work. Now, do you think, rewind that, and do you think that if my goal is to sell a challenge pack, right? Because I want to hit Success Club, I want to help people, I want to make money, my goals are all, yes, those are goals. I want to make money from this business. Why would I be a Beachbody coach? Okay, it does that. And then all of a sudden it's like zoomed in on me now. Great. Okay, so I think I was saying that, my goals are obviously, I want to build a business, and I want to hit Success Club, and I want to help, and I want to, I want to grow my business. But a big part of that goal is I want to help people, right? So I could either put my goals, making money, hitting Success Club, selling a challenge pack, the end all be all goal. And I could try to pressure her into purchasing a challenge pack, knowing that she's hesitant and she doesn't know if it's going to work for her. And, and she may have spent the $200 and bought a challenge pack. Or I can listen to what she's telling me, that she's scared, she's hesitant, she doesn't think this is going to work for her. And if she puts this huge investment into it and it doesn't work for her, she's probably going to have a distaste for Beachbody in her mouth for the rest of forever, because she was like, that stuff doesn't work, right? But if I just get her started with a 7-day trial pack for $30, and a free trial of Beachbody on Demand, and I just help her by giving her support and accountability, which is what I'm supposed to do as a coach. That's my job. It's not to sell products. It's to help her get a support and accountability so she can reach her goals, and give her a lot of support in that group and make sure she's really engaging in the group. And then from there, we'll see what happens. Okay. We'll see if the system is going to work for her. Well, we also set up a Zoom for our Team Aloha Fit Tribe. Like I have a Fit Tribe, through the Challenge Tracker app, and I invited everybody to come and work out with me. Like one of the days that she was having the free trial, and I'm like, hey, Sabrina, hey, everyone, come work out here. We're going to do a live workout. Like I just put the DVD, or I put the Beachbody on Demand on, and we worked out together. And I had Steve locally come and work out with us. And I think there was like 4 people on there, or maybe it was just the 3 of us, but regardless, we worked out together. And I think that working out together really inspired her, like, to get motivated to start working out, because she did it, right? She did the workout, with us. She felt really confident in herself. She loved the shakes, and she loved the support and accountability. And the support and accountability was really the factor that she had been missing that wasn't allowing her to get her results. Which I think that she started around almost 200 pounds. So she's probably at like 160 now or something. I think she's probably lost like 40. I don't know exact numbers, but I'm sure you've seen her pictures on our pages. We both have been sharing her journey because she's doing awesome. So if I were to go back and, like I said, try to just stiff arm her and not listen to her and force her to do what I wanted her to do, I think that our experience together, the whole experience that we've had for the last year that we've been building this relationship, would have been extremely different. Because she wouldn't have felt like I had her back. She wouldn't have felt like I listened to what her needs were and I helped her to solve a problem, which is what we're supposed to do as coaches. We're supposed to investigate and link them to a solution. But I think because I, scaled back and I just listened to her and I made a plan that I knew where I thought would work for her, it gave her that confidence in herself that she could do this, because anybody can do 7 days, right? So she got through the 7 days. Maybe not anybody can do 7 days, but her attitude was like, I can do this. I can get through the 7 days. And that's what we were treating it as. Just get through the 7 days and then we'll go from there. And that helped her to build the confidence in herself that she could do the workout. She did like the shakes. And then she was like slowly, little by little, starting to do the nutritional plans and things like that. And then 80-Day Obsession came out and she did the full program, exactly laid out, the full nutritional, time nutrition. Every day she had her Shakeology. She did the pre-workout. She did the post-workout. She did all the workouts. And now she's on her second round. And now she has 2 awesome girls in our Fit Tribe that are doing it with her challengers that she's invited, and they're getting results, and they're building their little, their baby team is starting. Those girls are looking into coaching, and now she's starting to like pay it forward and build that team and build her business along the way. So my point is that we need to meet people where they are. Yes, we have our goals and our coaching, and we want to, fit people into this package that we have set up for them, because that's what we want to happen so we can move our business forward. But if we just focus only on that and we don't meet people where they are and create a solution for them that we think is going to help, then we're literally just, asking for our business not to be anything to sustainable. Because when you meet them where they are, you build that confidence in them that they can do this, and you build trust in your relationship that they know that you have their back and you're going to have their back the entire way. So when she decided to become a coach, transitioning over into coaching, for me, it didn't have that same feeling as it's always had in the past, where it's like I transitioned them over to coaching and then we kind of have these conflicts because I wanted to push my goals onto her and she felt like, I'm just making her coach because I benefit from her being a coach. No, our relationship was positive. It was good. And it felt like something that we could co-create something together that could be something positive. And that, trickled into our whole experience when she started coaching. She actually tried to start coaching kind of on her own, which was fine. And it wasn't really happening. She didn't really know how to talk to people. She wasn't really know how to prospect or whatever. So, I knew that she really wanted to get her business started. And I said, well, why don't we set up once a week, weekly calls together? We'll hop on for 30 minutes. We'll get on a Zoom and we'll get your business launched. Okay. So I think we did that for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We did once a week, the same day and time on a Monday, I think at 11 o'clock. And in the first week, mostly we just talked about her vision and her goals and what she wanted to accomplish with the business. And then I gave her tasks to do before the following week, like create her vision board and to start talking to people and then start posting more, what she was already posting on social media. So we came up with these tasks, and then she was required to do those tasks in order to get the call with me the following week. And if she didn't do the tasks, then we just wouldn't have the call because we wouldn't have anywhere to go. We wouldn't have anything to talk about, and we couldn't make any advancements in her business. Now, in the past, what I used to do is I used to get on these calls. I didn't have anything set in my mind. I had no intentions. I just would get on. I'd be like, okay, well, let's just kind of figure it out and wing it and see what's going on and whatever, and just connect. And what would happen there is then I would give these people these tasks. I wouldn't set the expectation that if they didn't have them done, we wouldn't do our call the following week. I didn't set expectations on that first call. And I think what happened with that is they didn't have direction. They didn't know what to do. They felt kind of lost. Another thing I did was I gave them way too many things to do. Instead of focusing on just like 3 or 4 little tasks that I know that they could accomplish by the following week, I was giving them like a million different things, and they were feeling scatterbrained and all over the place. And that's not going to help anybody build confidence in building their business. If they feel like they don't know what to do, they sit down and they're like, oh my God, I have all these things I have to do. Where do I start? So the first week, like I said, was just a vision board, getting clear on her why wish list, like why she was a coach and what she wanted to accomplish with this, and then to start writing, her list of resources of people that she wanted to help. And little by little, over the weeks, she finished the tasks, and we had our calls, and eventually we got to the point where I realized that the biggest problem she was having, the place that she was getting stuck, is prospecting. She was getting the money objection, and everyone was telling her no. And so what I decided to do was I decided to refer her to the Danny Johnson 6 Figures in 6 Months CDs that I have bought probably at the beginning of my coaching career, like almost 7 years ago. I probably bought them 6 years ago because that's when I really got into coaching. And she started listening to those, and that was really like the key that made her, everything came together for her and really helped her learn how to listen to people and to find their needs and to create a solution for their problems, like what I had done for her. So everything just kind of came together. And that's when she started actually building her own Fit Tribe, although they're invited to come into mine. So we're doing our coaching group together, or we're both coaching the group. And it's cool. It's cool because I'm like watching her girls get results. And for now, since my team is kind of small because I'm starting over, it's working out really great. And that's teaching her how to start building her team. And then maybe those girls are going to have a couple people, and then they're going to start their own Fit Tribe, and then they're going to know how to build it because they've already seen it and experienced it for themselves. Okay, so what I'm saying about back to the expectations is when I set those expectations in the first call and I give them 3 or 4 minimal tasks to do that I know that they can get done, that builds confidence in them because they do those 3 to 5 tasks, send them to me, and then we have that next call. And all those calls and that time that I'm spending with them, I think is building confidence in them because I'm expending energy to help them build their business. I'm putting, my energy into them, and I'm building confidence in them because I'm believing in them by my action, the action that I'm taking of, investing that time into them. And they're investing time into me too. So, it's an exchange. We're both getting something out of it. And then in those conversations, you can kind of know when, how you want to tweak your plan for the coach based upon what they're telling you. Like I knew I wasn't planning on giving her the Danny Johnson stuff, but I just realized that her prospecting was where she was getting stuck. And the best thing that could help her is to have somebody teach her how to prospect. I got my 2 girls here. So through that process, she learned, she built her confidence in herself. And within 4 weeks, she's like, hey, I think I'm good. I'm kind of off and running. And if I get stuck, I'm going to reach out. Okay, so cool. She's off and running. She's doing her business. And, whatever she wants to go to a next level, maybe she'll reach out and we'll have some more calls set up. But what's cool about those expectations is I used to not set those expectations, and I used to not give them just a few tasks. And then the next week they wouldn't do anything in their business. And then I'd be like, okay. And then I'd start like canceling calls on them because they wouldn't do anything. But I didn't set that expectation from the beginning. So then it would like make them feel bad that they weren't getting done something that I never even told them they needed to get done. And then I would feel bad to like start canceling calls on them because I never set that expectation and had it as a boundary from the beginning. So what I've learned with setting those expectations is it helps us both to know where we're going. And then I don't feel bad if they don't do if they don't finish their tasks, canceling the next week's call with them because I already set that expectation and said that that's what I was going to do. And then they know that if they don't finish the tasks, it's not that there's something wrong with them or they aren't good at coaching. They just didn't do the tasks. So now they can't move on to the next step. So I feel like it's kind of more of a positive reinforcement versus a negative reinforcement. Like if you don't finish the task, then we don't do the call. No big deal. It doesn't mean that you're not good. It doesn't mean that you didn't accomplish everything you needed to accomplish. or you didn't learn everything you needed to learn. You just didn't probably spend the time doing the things you needed to do. And so we're not going to have anything to talk about. So I really think that those few things that I've worked with people as clients, meeting them where they are and really giving them a solution that you think that they're comfortable with and you think they're going to succeed at, and then helping them to succeed at it. And then the same thing with coaches is starting them off and helping them to build confidence, setting expectations, giving them small, simple tasks that they can do every week that helps them to build confidence in themselves, in their coaching business, and it ultimately leads to them being independent of you and being able to become, a successful coach. And the other thing is I do plug them into Kevin and Milan's Coach University, which is really helping them to build confidence because it teaches them what to talk about when they talk to people, how to get their website set up, and all the different things that have to do with Beachbody. So I'm not the one that's teaching them all that stuff. They're learning it from, the Coach University. But our relationship is being built as we're doing these calls, and that's helping them to have more trust in me and me to have more trust in them, and then it's fun. So that was my other point, is help to build confidence in people. I think having fun is extremely important in building confidence. Because if someone is, if you're going into something like, okay, you want to, I don't know, oh, this frame is like coming off the wall. I didn't realize that. Oh, wow. Oops. Okay, I don't know if the cats got to it or what, but shoot. Sorry guys, this literally just like popped off the wall and I noticed that it was coming off, so let me fix this so that it doesn't pop down on me. Whoa, okay. Probably the cats were like banging on it or something. All right, so my point was that to help build confidence in your clients and coaches, I think it's really important that you're both having fun. Because think about something that you, maybe you're not really competitive, but maybe you do some type of play some game. Let's just say stand-up paddleboarding, okay? Because I'm a stand-up paddleboarder. And you go into it and you're like, you want to go have fun and you've never done it before and you want to learn, you want to have fun, but you want to be good at it, right? Because you don't want to really be so bad at it that you never want to do it again. So if you have an instructor that's giving you all these directions and telling you point by point by point what you need to do with the paddle and how you need to get on the board and just making it really monotonous and meticulous and boring and you're not having a good time learning, you might be able to paddle well, but you're not going to enjoy the experience because you're just you're feeling oh my gosh, I have to do it. Perfect time for me to drink my shake. Okay, so what I'm saying is if you're trying to remember all these instructions and trying to make it so perfect because the instructor wants you to be in this perfect mold so that you do the perfect stand-up paddleboarding, it's not going to be any fun. So I think it's really important to figure out what part of the paddleboarding you're really good at it, whether it's you have really good balance and you have really good standing on the board, or you're really strong and you can paddle really hard, and focus on that part of it. Focus on the thing that you're good at, and that's where it's going to, and then try to strengthen that area because that's where it's going to become more fun. And that's where you're going to get better at the task because you're enjoying it and you're having fun and you're going where your strength is. You're following what you're good at. I don't know about you guys, but if I try to play a game and I'm really bad at it, I don't like it. It's not fun. I'm I suck. I'm so bad. I don't want to play that ever again because I'm so terrible that it just isn't fun to me because I'm beating myself up the whole time. But if I have a game that I can kind of get it, and I'm halfway decent and I can play and I can have a good time while I'm learning and be okay at it, then I can keep going and I want to do it again because it was fun to me. So my point is make it fun. Okay, so find what the person's strengths are, the client, the coach, whatever it is, the person that you're talking with, and focus on their strengths and help them build on those strengths and help them find their fun in this business and their fun in their fitness and their health and things like that. Don't make it be something that's so terribly boring or terribly stressful that they don't want to do it, because nobody's going to do it if they're not having fun. Nobody's going to do it if they're stressed out all the time and they're feeling oh my God, I have to get all these things done. And I'm going to raise my hand and say that that's who I was. That's where I was. I was seeing all these top coaches and they're doing team calls every week and they're getting these famous people on their team calls and they're doing this and they're doing that and I was literally squirrel, 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 doing so many different things. for one, I wasn't having fun. And for two, I was so scattered. Nothing was sticking. No, it was like, I was like throwing spaghetti against the wall with all these different things that I felt like I had to do to succeed, versus just keeping it simple and having fun. And simple means, the four vitals, like being proof the product works, sharing my journey on social media, inviting people to come and do this with me, doing my personal development so I become a better person and a better leader, and then recognizing people for a job well done so people can see that I'm not only succeeding with this, but other people are too, and that they can too, so they can see themselves in that story. All the other stuff, the social media, the STB training, the My Challenge Tracker training, the, doing what the National Wake Up Call says, like, I just drowned out all that noise, and I'm like, forget about all that stuff, and I'm just going to focus on the four vitals and helping people. Helping myself become a best version of myself, and then helping others do the same. That's it. Breathing life into people. Back to simple tasks. And so far, I feel like I'm really enjoying what I'm doing, and that's great. And I'm just, if I hit success club, cool. If not, okay, I'm fine with it, because you know what? I'm having a good time. I'm liking what I'm doing. I'm helping people. Of course, I still want to be advancing my business, and I have been hitting success club. It's just been very natural and easy for me lately, just because I'm not pushing anyone and I'm not pressuring anything. So the other thing I was going to say, because I wanted to share about making it fun, is whenever you're doing something engaging in your business. For example, when I was talking to Sabrina about her journey and getting her started, and we were on the phone for an hour and 15 minutes, it wasn't like, oh my God, I have to talk to her I have to talk to her, and I have to get to know her so I can figure out what's wrong and I can help her, or I can figure out how I can help her. It was like, dude, I really am enjoying talking to her. I am enjoying getting to know the person that she is. I'm having fun listening to her. I'm having fun kind of sharing some things about me that are commonalities. And I was enjoying it. Like, I wish she would have been in person so we could have actually seen each other and sat down and talked for an hour and 15 instead of being on the phone, but she doesn't live here. And I don't live there. So, we couldn't do that, but I was enjoying it. And I'm enjoying the things that I'm doing. I'm enjoying my challenge group when I go in and I post and I share. I'm enjoying creating my social media content, because you know why? Because I like adding value to people's lives. Not because that's what Jessie Regan says to do, not because that's what Stephanie says to do. Stephanie, whatever, what's her last name? I can't remember. Jessie's little, not Stephanie Kaufman, Stephanie, I can't remember her name now, McDaniel. Not because they're saying, or some other, social media training, not that I don't respect them, they're amazing. But I'm not doing it because that's what they say to do so I can get people. I'm doing it because that's what makes me feel good. Like, I like adding value to people's lives. It's something that I enjoy doing. And it's something that does, somewhat come naturally to us. We want to make an impact in people's lives. We want to be valuable. So we just have to figure out what that value is that we can add, and then really focus on that, focus on our strength. Is it DIY projects? Is it planting a garden? Is it knitting? Is it raising animals? Is it stand-up paddleboarding? Maybe you can start doing some posts on how you actually learn to stand-up paddleboard. Whatever it is, have fun writing those posts, and recognize that you're not doing it for the likes. You're not doing it for the comments. You're not doing it so that 1 million people reach out to you. You're doing it because you're wanting to add value to the lives of others, and you're enjoying it in the process. You're writing, and it's cathartic, and it's amazing, and it feels good, and you're getting things out, and you're releasing things that are locked inside of you that you want to share. So approach everything with the attitude of, I just want to have fun while I'm doing it, and figure out how you can make it fun. And then teach your clients and coaches the same. And I promise you'll start really enjoying what you're doing, and you'll build a business that's sustainable in the process, because that's what I feel like I'm building right now. So I thank you so much, you guys, for hopping on. I'm going to get off here. My little Minnie is sleeping on my lap. She's so cute. I don't know if you go, oh, look at, she's a baby. She's sleeping here. I can't see her little face. But anyway, she's been chilling with me the whole time, and I'm going to hop off here. You guys feel free to reach out to me with questions about what I shared, or, anything to go along with this. I'm going to continue to do our team calls, whether people show up or not, because I've set an intention that I'm going to be available for people, and I'm going to and I'm going to work towards becoming a better leader and growing my team. And so even if nobody's here and it's just me and I'm talking to myself, I'm growing. So I'm going to keep doing it. That's my intention. So thank you guys so much. Have an awesome rest of your week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.